say,
Top Billin. Now say it with me. This is how we do.
This is how
I told you, Howie Roseman is not going to let your boy have a social life. He's up there willing and dealing this year. He's going to make sure that we have the very best roster available in the entire NFL. And he continues to pull off magic, man. Now think about this. Howie Roseman pulls off another trade, acquiring Jaguars leading rusher in 2024. That will be my man Tank Bigsby. Y'all know me covering the University of Georgia. My career was pretty much built off covering the University of Georgia. And it looked like Tank Bigsby was going to be a Georgia Bulldog very late in his recruitment out there in Georgia. And he ends up going to Auburn. But I got a chance to cover that man in high school. And Tank Bigsby was a huge deal. It was a huge get for Auburn. And I believe it'll be a huge get for the Philadelphia Eagles. This is one of those classic running backs. I always say, I don't give a shit about getting a running back in the first round because you can get guys like Tank Bigsby in the third round and have him produce like a first round pick. They shipped 5th and 6th round selections for Tank Bigsby. So that would have to let me know that there's no way that he's going to be on a practice squad. And they got Audric Estime on the practice squad too. So you can tell with the injury to Will Shipley that I guess he will be a direct replacement for Will Shipley. Audric Estime will be a replacement for either A.J. Dillon or your boy Saquon Barkley, of course, right? So he's built in that mode. Tank, right? Tank probably a little bit bigger than Will Shipley, though, right? You know what I mean? Probably about 6 foot, 210 pounds type joint like that. But, man, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Tank Bigsby averaged 4.6 yards per carry last year. It looked like he was going to push Travis Etienne off the roster. And next thing you know, man, the following year, he's a Philadelphia Eagle. So the Jaguars have a history with this, right? They did the same thing for James Robinson. It looked like he was a 1,000-yard rusher as a rookie. My man Tank Bigsby had 766 yards on 4.6 yards per carry in the NFL. He's only like 23, 24 years old. Check this out. Tank is a one-cut-and-go runner. His best usage will be between the tackles, right? Maybe off tackle, outside the numbers and all that, or outside the tackle. I think he's pretty good on as well. But, man, he excels because he wants to get north-south in a hurry. So if you see right here, going against us, actually, you will see quick zone, right? Quick zone with a compressed aiming point. They want to get the flow going here, really, really drive that home so he can cut off the edge, right? It always will look like your normal zone play, except the aiming point right here is very compressed to the outside of the flow on the blocking action. Look at this right here. You see that? Although he jump cut Cooper DeJean right here on the run blitz, right, gets inside. You look at that, the aiming point, he wants to go this way anyway, right? So, but he has to navigate that very quick because you get Cooper DeJean right here, and look how he makes Cooper DeJean miss. Stick that foot in the ground, but then he's immediately getting back vert, right? Not trying to dance, right? Not jingle-footed. That's not his thing right there. He can't make you miss, but he's Tank for a reason, right? He's getting upfield there, doing the damn thing, man. I love that. That is some quick reaction. Look at this. Whoop! Back upfield. Made Zach Bond miss. Made BG miss. Right? The kid, I'm telling you, man, he was special in high school. He was damn good at Auburn, too. This is some great action right here. You get a trap block, right? You're going to get a counter trap. My man right here skipping gaps. He gets trapped. Something serious, right? Physicality going on right there. You get that counter action from Tank, and you even get a lead right here. So first thing, smoking on the end-man on the line of scrimmage. He wants to bang that off tackle there. And you'll see what his natural instinct is. Look at this. Look at that. And then look at him. Get back up vertical. Not trying to get it outside the numbers all the time, trying to get that extra yardage by getting vert. The fastest way from point A to point B is always a straight line. So look at this part. But look at the action right here. Look at this. Bang. If you weren't ready for that right there, that's that Tommy Togiai. Bang. He sleep. Look at this. Bang. Then he's going to have to navigate this. He was thinking about coming right here, but you can just see the instinct, him able to navigate on the fly, right? He has really good vision, Takes that there, makes him miss, cuts it back upfield, gets him even more right there. Now you can see that excellent vision I'm talking about. He's originally pressing the A-gap, jump cuts that bad boy back to the opposite A-gap, and of course does his vertical thing. This is dope. Look at this song. Whoop! Made a man, and of course, keep getting vert on him. He has excellent contact balance too. When you hit him, he's not going to immediately get the dead leg and be falling on the ground and everything like that. He's going to continue to run. But, man, look at the jump cut right here to switch gaps. High and tight with the ball. Continuing to run. Boom. Look at that, right? Usually going to make the first defender miss. That makes the first two defenders miss and protects the ball. Bro, for real, I love this run right here because he makes chicken salad out of chicken shit. And you can do that by continuously getting vert, lowering that pad level, changing elevation in the pad level, and doing your thing right here. Inside zone jump cut. And look at that, right? He had to get through a ton of sanitation right here. You see right here is actually the defense doing a pretty good job, right, of kind of moving the pocket right here. The lineman uncovers, able to get one arm on him. So think about that right there. What I tell you about the contact balance, nope. Stays on his feet, clears that, and then continuing to work upfield, man. Might have got himself 4 or 5 yards when it looked like it could have been a tackle for loss. You can tell that he excels with the press and curl, meaning he's going to press and stress the defense by getting vert, allow them to commit, and then he curls that bad boy back to the outside. So very similar concept or similar in structure to a compressed quick zone, but not necessarily that right here. Like, he just had to make something happen. And you see, bang, look at that. Staying on his feet with it. Go back one more time right here. In fact, let me go full speed on this one right here. Whoop! Splack-a-tire. All right, splatter whack Javon Holland right there. That's gangster. But look at him press it. All right, you're going to commit right here. They slide inside hard, right? Hard inside approach right here. Almost like they were slanting. Don't slant, he'll teach you. Look at that quick reaction time on Phillips. Getting to the outside. Javon Holland get the 5 fingers of death right there. Bang! Fertilize him. Continuing to work. And look at him lean into it, right? He wasn't even trying to go straight out of bounds. He wants a little bit more contact. That's Philadelphia Eagles football, baby. I can't believe Tank Bigsby is an Eagle. I want to see him play right away, to be honest with you. And you're going to love one of our newest sponsors. I'm excited to be partnering with the great folks over at Prophet X. It's time for some new blood to enter the community, and Prophet X is looking extremely premium. Prophet X is a peer-to-peer sports prediction exchange coming at you live and direct from the good old US of A. At Prophet X, you can set your own odds and welcome all challengers. There's going to be plenty of cash available at Prophet X, as they only take a cut off what you negotiate with your winning wager, not necessarily profiting off of users' losses. And you know this is going to be fun, because to me, that's the essence of how sports predictions began. You and your buddy talking that trash to each other, putting your money where your mouth is. So remember, set your own odds and see if anyone will bite over at Prophet X. Make sure you hit up that book and get after it. Promo code TOPBILLIN for new users. Now this one's interesting. They look like they're working off a bill right here. Right? You get doubles, right? You get the duo blocks here. And it looks like he can run the daylight straight up here, but he still jump cuts here. This is an interesting decision here. Jump cuts that bad boy, make somebody miss. Still getting vert up the field. I don't know if he felt like that was a full run the daylight available right there, but man, it looks like, you know what I'm saying, with the no hard crash, the backer was widened out by the motion. It looked like you would just have him to the feet right here. We had the linebacker to the feet if you went vert, and then possibly the safety here. But, oh, man, he chose this path and still made a lot out of it. As far as pass pro goes, at least last year, he wasn't involved in much pass pro. He was usually a leak out, meaning when there was a pass, they would play action, have him kind of leak out as an outlet. I did find this drawing right here, and you got to let me know what you think about this. I actually think this is on the lineman. You can see them kind of debate it afterward. Because think about this. Usually in pass pro, you work inside out. So if it's the linebacker here, you would want him to step up, get this gap, and then have the tackle here work with his regular assignment. You don't want a running back to have to go against Andrew Van Ginkel here, right? When the tackle could just do his shit right there. So that would be my guess on that. He immediately pivoted and asked the tackle, like, what the fuck is going on right here? So you can see he stepped up to meet that, and then it leaves Mac Jones to get sacked by Van Ginkel. So you can see him talking about that. It looks like he understands pass pro, but that didn't work out right there for sure. But you definitely want to use him in the screen game. Play action, abort, screen that bad boy, and let him do his thing, getting upfield. So, yeah, man, Tank Bigsby. Y'all know I'm going to enjoy that shit right there. We have a very, very good roster of backs. When you do factor in Shipley and Dillon, and, of course, the very best doing it in Saquon Barkley, adding the Tank Bigsby and Audric Estime, to me, that's a kind of a step up than what we've seen in years past with some of the guys that we even had on the practice squad. You're like, but, man, I really love Tank Bigsby, always have. I actually may have Tank Bigsby's phone number, believe it or not, right, from covering him back in the day. But we shall see there. But listen, continue to mash. Make sure your boy's not doing this in vain, right? They've been content ID claiming the hell out these damn Jones, even the damn all 22 footage. So make sure you're supporting quality content. Make sure you're supporting the sponsors and all that. Much love to everybody out there in the Delaware Valley. Of course, North Philly, stand up. We in the building, baby. Port Richmond, Kensington, Harrogate, Brewery Town, Strawberry Mansion. Yeah.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.